Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing the Not Safe for Work book tag started by Chapter Stacks and Luke Lane Reads. Okay, this has to be the best book tag ever. I freaking love these questions, and I really love seeing all the response videos to these questions because everyone has such different and unique answers for all these questions, and I think that's what makes this tag so great, is how unique and original it is. Question number 1. What is the last book you would want your parents walking in on you reading? Quite honestly, I don't think there is such a book that I would be that embarrassed if my parents caught me reading it. My parents, or just my family in general, they know the types of books I read, so I don't think there's anything that would necessarily surprise them. Unless it was downright some sort of porno book, I don't know. Though I will say that my dad, he went to go see The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo back when it first came out. And he came back and told me about the movie, and then he said, "You've read that book?" He was like, "A young lady should not be reading that book." And I was like, "Father, I am a grown woman. I can read The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. It doesn't bother me." Question number 2. It's storming outside and you're alone. What book would make matters worse? You know, I've never been in a situation where I've been home alone, like super late, all by myself. That's never happened to me, so I honestly don't know what sort of book would scare the crap out of me. I don't know. I was looking around my room and I couldn't really find any particular book, but I think if I was reading anything like about a stalker, I think that would maybe freak me out, because then I would be kind of like looking around and every single noise would be freaking me out. Question number 3. Have you ever read a book just because of the controversy? No, not really. I've not read 50 Shades of Grey, so that doesn't count. Though, I guess the only reason I would want to pick up 50 Shades of Grey is because of the controversy. The only thing that came to mind would be The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. This is a high fantasy book, and I do love high fantasy, but I was initially a tad bit put off when I started hearing all the controversy surrounding the fact that this book was already set to become a movie with Emma Watson, and the book hadn't even been published, and this and that. So because of all that controversy, if you want to call it controversy, that's what kind of really piqued my interest in wanting to pick this up, because apparently it's got to be good. And I did really enjoy this. Question number 4. What is the most cringe-inducing sex scene you have ever read? Sex scenes in general don't tend to bother me. I do appreciate if they're well written and if they make sense in the context of the plot. I hate when it's just in there and it's just, there's no point to it. And I do like them to be well written, but not so graphic that I'm kind of nauseous by it, but graphic enough that it's satisfying. The first book that instantly came to mind was The Wise Woman by Philippa Gregory. Oh my god. Philippa Gregory, you guys know I love Philippa Gregory, I adore her, but The Wise Woman is probably the first book that I was a bit disappointed about. I didn't necessarily hate this book, but I was a bit disappointed. And oh my god, the sex scenes in this. I wish I could remember what page it's on so I can read it to you. Let's just say that the sex scene involves 3 people, 2 women and 1 guy, and it involves one of the women who is very heavily pregnant, and it also involves some wax figures, and it's I'm getting a little nauseous thinking about it. I can't even appropriately describe to you guys what happened during the sex scene that I'm talking about. It was just overly graphic and so sickening. Question number 5. What book has made you question the author's sanity? And I've always questioned the sanity of poor Edgar Allan Poe. Jeez. I've read his entire collection of poetry and his short stories and even his one novel. And yeah, this man, he was a genius, but he was pretty insane. It's like, how did he come up with half of this material? Question number 6. Have you ever put down a book because the content was too much for you? And quite honestly, no. I know a lot of people are really put off by taboo subjects like rape and incest and pedophilia. And because of those topics, a lot of people will instantly put down a book. The thing is, I quite like taboo subject books. I hope that's not weird sounding. It's just the whole thing that I really love, the whole psychology of those taboo subjects. Yeah, obviously, in real life, those subjects, horrible, absolutely horrible, and I cannot stand those type of people. But in books, I don't know, it's just, I find it very fascinating. I read a lot of historical fiction and fantasy, you guys, so incest is just all over the place, and it doesn't bother me. And kind of with content, I think that also includes curse words, and I know a lot of people just do not like curse words in their books. That has never bothered me either. I just hate it when it's used in overabundance and it makes no sense. But yeah, if characters are cursing and there's cursing just all over the place, then that's fine. It works within the context of the story. Question number 7. What character do you have the most not safe for work thoughts? Does Loki from the Marvel graphic novels count? I think Loki definitely counts. Not only do I have not safe for work thoughts about him from the movies, but I think I can apply it to these graphic novels too. I mean, look at that, Loki naked in the shower. I mean, how great is that? Question number 8. Show us your most not safe for work book cover. I don't think I really have any. The only one that I found, which I most recently bought, but I have not read this book yet, but I was actually really embarrassed checking it out from Barnes & Noble, is this book. Sins of the House of Borgia by Sarah Bauer. If you can tell, the top portion of the book is pretty much a fully naked woman. You just can't see any of the vital parts. But still, I was checking this book out and I was really embarrassed because it looked like I had bought some sort of erotica novel, and it's not, it's just general historical fiction, so I don't know why they kind of have this really crazy cover. But yeah, that's as kind of pornographic as my book covers get. I don't think I have any others like that. Question number 9. Have you ever read anything from the erotica or romance genre, and what did you think? Quite a long time ago, when I was in middle school, actually. I don't know if I should be admitting that as a middle schooler, but when I was in middle school, through the mail, I got these 3 Harlequin romance books. One was called Dream Baby by the year 2000, and the other was called His Brother's Bride. Like I said, they were both Harlequin romance books. I read these in middle school. Good Lord, talk about graphic. For me at a young age, I was like, oh my god! And like I always say, I enjoy historical fiction. I've never directly read something that was historical romance. I've read a lot of stuff, you know, historical fiction, and there's romance involved, but I've never read a straight out historical romance. This would probably have to be Lauren Willig's Pink Carnation series. Question number 10. You come across a portkey. What fictional world would you not want to be transported to? I don't know. I think the obvious answer is anything dystopian. I don't think any of us want to go to any of them dystopian worlds. I don't know. Westeros from Game of Thrones. I think I definitely would not want to go there. It'd be my luck I ended up being beheaded or poisoned or murdered quite brutally. Okay, so that's it for the questions. I had a lot of fun doing this and thinking about the questions. And if any of you guys have done this tag, feel free to send me the links to your video. I'll gladly watch them. Like I said, I really enjoy this tag. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you liked this tag video, you may like these other tag videos. Bye guys.